Namaskar. Well, the entire cabinet headed by the Chief Minister of Karnataka, H.D. Kumaraswamy, has resigned, and 21 Congress and 11 JDS ministers put in their papers. This is an attempt, in fact, to give the Chief Minister enough room to salvage his government from a crisis. So this crisis began on July 6th when 13 MLAs submitted their resignations to the Speaker's office. However, the Speaker, Ramesh Kumar, has not yet accepted these resignations, and 10 of the rebels have been camping in Mumbai since then. So the Congress has accused the BJP of trying to destabilize the government. However, the Defence Minister, Deputy Leader of the Lok Sabha, Rajnath Singh, said that the BJP has nothing to do with the internal matters of the Congress party, and he said also that the resignations in the Congress have been triggered by Rahul Gandhi's resignation. The Karnataka crisis is our focus tonight. You're watching Newsnight. Let's begin with the headlines. Political crisis deepens in Karnataka. All Congress and JDS ministers resign to enable cabinet reshuffle. 2 independent MLAs also resign. H. Nagesh offers support to BJP. BJP demands Chief Minister Kumaraswamy's resignation. Matter is raised in Parliament. Rajnath Singh says it was Rahul Gandhi who initiated mass resignations in the Congress. 8 bills introduced in the Lok Sabha, including DNA Technology Regulation Bill and Unlawful Activities Prevention Amendment Bill, Aadhaar and Other Laws Amendment Bill and Dentist Amendment Bill passed in the Rajya Sabha. Parliament begins discussion on the budget. RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das meets Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, says there will be quicker transmission of interest rate cuts. RBI to discuss issuance of sovereign bonds with the government. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and his deputy Manish Sisodia asked to appear before a court in Delhi on the 16th of July on a defamation case filed by the BJP leader Vijendra Gupta. 29 people die in a tragic bus accident on the Yamuna Expressway near Agra. UP government asks a committee to investigate and submit its report within 24 hours. 5 lakh rupees ex gratia compensation announced. President, Vice President and Prime Minister express their grief and condolences at the accident. Rain troubles again throw life out of gear in Mumbai. Water logging affects local trains as well as air services, besides road traffic. Rafael Nadal reaches the men's quarter-final at Wimbledon tennis tournament. However, in the women's segment, top-seeded Ashley Barty loses in the round of 16, and Simona Halep defeats the 15-year-old sensation Corey Goff. All eyes on the World Cup semi-final between India and New Zealand tomorrow. Top-ranked India will be looking to push past the 4th-ranked New Zealand in the first semi-final. And our top story, well, with 21 Congress and 9 JDS ministers putting in their papers in Karnataka, questions are being raised on the very validity of the government. The resignations are an attempt to give the Chief Minister enough room to salvage his government from a crisis by accommodating these 13 rebel MLAs who had submitted their resignations earlier to the Speaker's office on July 6. However, the Speaker has yet to accept those resignations, but 10 of these rebels have been camping in Mumbai. Here are the details.
Has deepened with the crisis facing the coalition government, worsening with each passing day. The JDS and Congress High Command are doing everything in their power to save the coalition from crumbling. Meanwhile, the BJP is keeping a sharp eye out as the course of events are taking place. Early this morning, 21 Congress ministers offered their resignations in a meeting held at the residence of Deputy Chief Minister G. Parmeshwar. Senior Congress leader Siddaramaiah and Congress General Secretary K.C. Venugopal were present at the meeting. Post the meeting, leaders said that the Congress ministers have voluntarily resigned to enable a cabinet reshuffle.
The ministers voluntarily resigned to their ministership to make way for others to be accommodated. Now the parties has full freedom to reshuffle the government. Those who are unhappy for not having been given birth in the ministry, cabinet, now we are going to accommodate them.
The Congress ministers then met Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy. 9 JDS MLAs also met him and offered their resignations. Putting up a brave face, Kumaraswamy said there was no threat to the coalition government.
With the political crisis,
That issue will solve it, don't worry.
government will run smoothly.
It will run.
The Congress-JDS coalition faced another jolt when independent MLA H. Nagesh met the governor and submitted his resignation. By afternoon, he reached the Sofitel Hotel in Mumbai and announced his support to a BJP-led government. Later in the evening, Karnataka minister and independent MLA R. Shankar met the governor and resigned from the ministry. The Congress-JDS government plunged into crisis since Saturday with 13 MLAs of their alliance submitting their resignations to the speaker so far. They are all staying at a luxury hotel in Mumbai. JDS MLAs have now been shifted to a resort near Bengaluru. Congress is making all efforts to woo them but has met with little success so far. It has warned them of disciplinary action if they fail to take back their resignations.
Those who have gone extreme out of the limits on the defection, definitely my party will have to look at all that thing.
Amidst all the action, the state BJP legislature party met to discuss the situation. The party has demanded that Karnataka Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy step down immediately as his government has slipped into a minority following the series of resignations.
कर्नाटक में कुमार स्वामी को अल्टरनेटिव नहीं है क्योंकि ऑलरेडी उनका मेजॉरिटी कम हो गई. नागेश जी ऑलरेडी ओपनली बोल दिया हमारा सपोर्ट बीजेपी को रहेंगे. इसलिए हमारा संख्या 106 तक पहुंचे हैं. इसलिए कुमार स्वामी को हम डिमांड किए इमीडिएटली आप स्टेप डाउन होना चाहिए.
The Karnataka crisis also came up in the Lok Sabha. Union Minister Rajnath Singh trashed accusations of BJP indulging in horse trading. He said the resignation drive was in fact started by Congress leader Rahul Gandhi.
कर्नाटक में इस समय जो कुछ भी हो रहा है उससे हमारी पार्टी का कोई लेना देना नहीं. और आज तक का हमारी पार्टी का इतिहास रहा है किसी दूसरे राजनीतिक पार्टी के संसद सदस्य अथवा विधायक के ऊपर प्रेशर बिल्डअप करके अथवा उसको किसी प्रकार का प्रलोभन देकर दल बदल कराने की कोशिश हम लोगों ने नहीं की है. त्याग पत्र दिलाने का सिलसिला हम लोगों ने प्रारंभ नहीं किया. कांग्रेस में तो राहुल गांधी जी ने ही यह सिलसिला त्याग पत्र देने का प्रारंभ किया.
The Karnataka government will most likely fall if the resignations by the 13 MLAs are accepted. The JDS-Congress coalition has a total of 118 MLAs including the Assembly Speaker. Apart from them, there are 78 Congress and 37 JDS MLAs as well as 1 BSP MLA and 2 independents. BJP has 105 MLAs. With 13 coalition MLAs resigning as well as 2 independents withdrawing support, the ruling coalition has been reduced to 101. With the support of 1 independent MLA, BJP reaches a tally of 106.
Kumaraswamy has tried all the options to convince the rebel MLAs to come back and support his government. But when he sees that all the formulas are failing, Kumaraswamy has sent out a strong warning to the Congress party to bring back the MLAs. With cameraman Apaji, Aisha Khanum, Bangalore, DD News.
And for an update on the story, we are joined by our correspondent Aisha Khanum, who's joining us on the phone line. Well, you did say in your piece to camera, Aisha, that the Kumaraswamy has given an ultimatum to the Congress to bring back the MLAs. But the point is that it all hinges on these 13 MLAs who are rebel MLAs and whether their resignations are going to be accepted or not. What's the current status as far as their resignations are concerned?
Well, Mark, all eyes will be on the Speaker tomorrow, and the Speaker will examine all this mass resignation letters submitted by the MLAs on Saturday. So that will be a clear picture will emerge on Tuesday, that is tomorrow, and then it will be very clear as to what the BJP will do next and what Kumaraswamy will do once these resignations are accepted. Although he has given an ultimatum to the Congress to say that, stating that all the MLAs should return tomorrow and they should attend the Congress Legislative Party meeting which is being held tomorrow in Bangalore. But the MLAs have not got back to the party and they have clearly said that they remain firm on their resignations. So therefore now it looks very few options are left before Kumaraswamy. And since the number game is open and the Congress and the BJP now seems to have
Yes.
106 numbers in their hand. So it's very clear that Kumaraswamy is left with very little option. So therefore, the BJP is demanding that that Kumaraswamy should resign immediately on moral grounds, and the
Okay.
BJP is going to launch an agitation across the state tomorrow, demanding his resignation and saying that the coalition government has lost its majority status in the state, and
Right.
therefore they have no right to continue. So this, so it will be a decisive Tuesday tomorrow as to what will be the future course of this
Right.
government and whether Kumaraswamy will continue as chief minister or not.
Right, all eyes will also be on the governor, and now you know the entire cabinet has resigned. Have those resignations been sent forward to the governor to accept, and then how will he react? Basically, once these resignations are accepted, then what is the status of the government?
Well, the speaker will have to examine the resignations and then probably forward to the governor.
No, I'm talking
but,
about the ministers. I'm talking about the ministers.
Kumaraswamy did not forward the resignations to the governor today,
Okay.
and though he was headed to the Raj Bhavan, but he changed his mind and changed the plans to submit the resignation letters to the governor, because Kumaraswamy was perhaps advised by his legal advisors that this could land him in legal trouble, because the governor could question him on what basis would he
Right.
be reconstituting
Absolutely.
will reconstitute the ministry. So based on this advice, he did not go to the Raj Bhavan today, and all the resignations are still lying with him. So
Okay.
therefore, he will have to come out with solid reasons to convince the governor that he will reconstitute his ministry. Right now, he has no reason because he has no numbers, and
Okay.
if the speaker accepts the resignation, then there is no question of reconstituting the ministry, and Kumaraswamy will be left with no option but to quit to make way perhaps for the new chief minister, and if BJP succeeds, it will be Yediyurappa who could be the next chief minister of Karnataka.
Thanks very much, Aisha Khanam, for that update. And to put all this into perspective for us and into context, we'll be discussing this in focus. And let's first bring in our in focus point. Our in focus point is this: Karnataka crisis, a government in desperation. Karnataka crisis, a government in desperation. And to discuss this, we have two senior journalists, Shekhar Iyer, senior journalist, political affairs expert, and Sanjay Kumar Singh is political editor of firstpost.com. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We'll start with you, Mr. Shekhar Iyer. So the situation is that the ministers' resignations have not been forwarded to the governor as yet, which means what? What does it actually mean? What are we seeing?
Well, I think it means they have handed over the resignation to the. In fact, the Congress ministers have handed over to the Siddaramaiah.
That's right.
The CLP leader.
They've not read. Yes.
And the JDS people have given it to Kumaraswamy. The basic idea is to allow for reconstitution of this JDS Congress ministry, because they think that if the rebels can be wooed by giving them ministerial berths, this crisis can be put off. I think the bigger thing which is coming out of all this is, since the Lok Sabha verdict of this year, we saw
Yes.
BJP winning 25 of the 28 Lok Sabha
Right,
seats.
absolutely.
After the massive mandate for Prime Minister Modi, the whole coalition has been crisis, because there is a crisis of, I would say, confidence and credibility, because this coalition is not working. And mind you, the people who are taking part, who are leading this rebellion, are people who are very close to Siddaramaiah, who is the leader of the Congress Legislature Party. And we have seen in the last 2 days several formulas being discussed, and whether the Kumaraswamy can be replaced by another person, which is the bigger thing, because Kumaraswamy himself last 1 year has been repeatedly going public with the kind of pressure he is facing from Congress, the difficulty he is facing, and we saw in the Lok Sabha elections, his son lost, the Lok Sabha elections.
Sure,
So
yes.
there is a lot of internal brewing both in the GDS and as well as in the Congress. Of course, they are blaming the BJP because they feel the BJP is ready to form the government. The first thing is, I think we will have to remember the verdict that came in,
13 months
particularly
ago,
in
yeah.
2017
Yeah.
results, rather 2018.
Yes, that's
we
right.
saw how these two parties which fought against each other came together just to keep BJP out. Since then, there has been rumbling, there is no satisfaction, and there is definitely a feeling within the Congress that this coalition is is on a diminishing return for the Congress party.
Okay, fair enough. Mr. Sanjay Singh, you know, is there a government at all in Karnataka, and what right does it have to be in office is the question when, you know, after putting into context everything that Mr. Shekhar Iyer has said, post the 2019 elections, the general elections in which 25 seats were won by the BJP, and basically this government doesn't seem to really, first of all, it's a coalition of two parties that have much less seats than the BJP in the House itself, and at the same time, you know, they seem to be crumbling. Is there a government there at all?
To begin with, the alliance and the government that was formed in 2018 itself was in a way unholy alliance.
Yes.
Because Congress had lost half of its seat. Congress was in absolute majority in the state, and JDS had also lost some seats. Congress had double the numbers of seats that JDS had, and BJP had double the number of seats that Congress, roughly say, BJP I think had 105.
BJP had 105, Congress had about 73, I think. Yeah.
Up from 42, 44.
Right.
So mandate clearly was for BJP, albeit they didn't get the majority and missed by a whisker. Having said that, that part of story is known, how Congress went for to stop BJP from power. They aligned with or offered chief ministerial position to Kumaraswamy. That alliance, and then Kumaraswamy was crying and saying Congress is doing this to me and that to me, and itself was very clear that alliance is not going to survive. It was actually dependent on outcome of Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha outcome was very clear. The tallest leader, former Prime Minister S.D. Devegowda, he lost his election. Shekhar just pointed out S.D. Devegowda's grandson, Kumaraswamy's son, lost election. Mallikarjun Kharge, Congress tallest leader so far as in national politics, he lost election. And there was a situation, and there is a situation, that this alliance, which was formed purely on single consideration,
yes,
to keep BJP in abeyance, that formula is not working, and therefore this had to happen. In fact, and mind you, resignation has become very fashionable in Congress these days. Those who are not resigning or not inclined to resign, they are being asked and pushed to resign. Rajnath Singh made that comment, very interesting comment, and which was picked up by one and all. And even in House, you must have seen people started laughing when Rajnath Singh said this resignation spree has actually been initiated by the Congress President Rahul Gandhi. And see the Congress's response. Instead of looking at Karnataka, instead of looking at what is happening to their legislature party in Gujarat, they are busy finding a new president. I think this is a very bizarre situation, whereby some failed veterans' names are being taken, or some untested dynast, their name is cropping up. So this is a situation. Congress party is imploding, exploding. They don't know as to what they should do and where is it going.
So, in a situation where the Congress party is facing mass resignations, imploding in a sense, Shekhar Iyer, you know, it is a sense that they have accepted that there's a loss of, I mean, they have accepted that they are no longer in a position to be the party that the people want them to be, in a sense. So they have lost mandate. If they are ruling in this particular state, they are they are ruling because of an unholy alliance. Maybe the members within the party are also feeling that it's time to put in their papers and resign. What do you see this all indicating? Is it indicating a fresh election that they are wanting to start, or is it that you know, perhaps the BJP has the position to form a government here?
Well, you see, the way I look at it is, of course, what is this resignation drama we are seeing at the Central Congress Party?
Right.
Now, what has happened is Karnataka is, in terms of governance record of Kumaraswamy has, you know, left congressmen very helpless.
Right.
They feel they are forced to bear the burden of this alliance and the losses to the Congress, because within the JDS also, we know there are differences between Kumaraswamy and his brother Revanna. And in the Congress also there is a lot of problem between Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shiv Kumar. Now these differences have actually created the situation, because this time the rebellion has been led by Ramalinga Reddy, who was a home minister in the Siddaramaiah's government. And a senior person, he is not a first timer, he is a very senior person. He led the revolt, and now 13 people have gone to Today they are in Goa, and they have resigned. They went to meet the speaker. Speaker was not there. They handed over the letter to the assembly secretary, which means they have resigned. That means, and of course, the whole battle seems to be about the ministerial berths. Now, the formula that is being contemplated is all the ministers will resign, a new ministry will take shape, including these rebels.
All these rebels,
but this is going to be a game of musical chairs.
That's right.
Because the basic problem there is, overall, the image of this government has been coming down.
Right.
And the public has lost confidence in this. And of course, BJP doesn't have enough numbers. But if, and of course, speaker being from the Congress, he is likely to take a more lenient view.
But the BJP will have a majority if the 13 resignations are accepted.
But I see eventually I see this situation may be overcome this time, but again it is bound to erupt, because basically the legislators are very, very upset with this alliance, particularly the ruling legislators. Therefore, a fresh election looks like inevitable.
So it's Mr. Sanjay Singh, it looks like it's a hung assembly. But what do you think? I mean, if the 13 MLAs resignations are accepted and the BJP throws its hat and says we can form the government, it has the numbers, and perhaps, once these seats are thrown open for election, the 13 seats, and perhaps they may have the additional numbers and sustain a majority. Is that a possibility?
See, Mark, MLA or MP resigning is no small matter, because after all, he has put in his life, and so much of work goes and so much other efforts go into seeking a ticket, getting a ticket, and contesting and winning from that particular assembly segment. Them having resigned, the kind of disgruntlement, disenchantment, or whatever you may call, that is very, very powerful, and that is very, very compelling. And therefore, these members losing, eventually some election will happen, a by-poll or general election, nobody knows at this point in time. Their resignation is accepted, then obviously the total strength of the assembly comes down, and BJP will have an edge, and they may form a government. The Congress legislators, in fact, they are feeling as if the Congress party has been orphaned. There is no leader at the center. The party, nobody knows as to who is the leader, who to report, who is going to get into damage salvage mode.
So it's advantage BJP in case they go for a fresh election. It's advantage BJP even if the resignations are accepted. So really, for the coalition to survive, a government in desperation, it has to accommodate these 13 rebel MLAs. Is that likely to happen at all?
That's a very farcical situation. These ministers resigning. Ideally, Chief Minister resigns and whole Council of Ministers or Cabinet goes. But Chief Minister is staying there. He is asking others to resign. And remember, if these 13 are aiming to become ministers in the state, then what happens? The people who are going to be dropped, and those who are not included, and therefore you are providing a recipe that rebel, and thereafter you become a minister. This may survive tomorrow, but will not survive day after.
And Shekhar Iyer, how does this look for the other Congress governments, which are also not very strong because they just have bare majorities, both in Madhya Pradesh and in Rajasthan? So, how does this look?
Well, I think the message that is coming out from Karnataka is either you govern or you get out. Now, if the quality of governance that we have seen in Karnataka, anything to go by in the last 1 year, I think if the same pattern gets repeated in these two states, these are even more fragile than in Karnataka, because the number at least was not hugely in favor of BJP. But here, both the governments in Madhya Pradesh as well as in Rajasthan, they are on a slender majority. I mean, that too acquired majority, because they are depending on support of independents, BSP and others. So therefore, I think you can have this whole great goal of keeping the BJP out, because that is how this coalition was conceived in Karnataka, though the Congress didn't have the mandate. But now we have seen what has happened all over these months, that in terms of governance, in terms of decision making, it is the Congress people who are very critical of Kumaraswamy, and the JDS people are critical of the lack of support from Congress. So a coalition has to function on a minimum common program with a common goal of serving the people and delivering people. But that I find has not happened in Karnataka, unfortunately. The political crisis may be about numbers, I think, but the larger issue is the quality of governance and the verdict we saw in the Lok Sabha
Okay.
elections from Karnataka particularly
Right.
as a strong message for the Congress as well as JDS.
It's a strong message, Mr. Sanjay Singh, for the coalition, because the coalition fought together in the Lok Sabha elections and were wiped out from the state, which is a message that the people sent to this coalition that perhaps we don't like the government that's running the state.
It wasn't-
Would
it
you
was-
think that that was the message that was sent by the people?
Yeah, precisely yes, and it was in the run-up of Karnataka Assembly elections when Rahul Gandhi had declared his prime ministerial ambitions, and even then, during then, he said he had red face and body language of Narendra Modi, and he is on losing turf and so on and so forth. And now the people have actually decisively rejected this coalition out there. But people like Deve Gowda, Mallikarjun Kharge losing election, that says it all.
Okay, so Shekhar Iyer, then for these parties, for their own survival, let's say the JDS and the Congress, we know that the Congress is suffering all sorts of problems, a crisis of implosion within, they don't have a leader, there are mass resignations taking place, but the JDS as a party which is, you know, run by the Deve Gowda family to a large extent, has certain pockets where it was powerful in Karnataka, and it didn't do too well in the Lok Sabha elections in those places. You know, is this party also looking at an existential crisis?
It is, because the JDS is finally boiled down to Gowda family,
Right.
and a Gowda family that is divided today. You see, that is what has happened. Finally, it is Revanda's son who got elected, and Kumaraswamy's son lost.
Right.
So Kumaraswamy's son has now been appointed head of the youth front of the JDS.
Yes.
And I think even the Deve Gowda, the patriarch, has been coming up with some compromise formula, because when he is opposed to Siddaramaiah becoming chief minister under these circumstances,
Right.
because there is a strong feeling, rather clamor, that Siddaramaiah should take over as a chief minister and JDS should have a deputy CM, perhaps Revanda,
Right.
the other son of Deve Gowda, Kumaraswamy's brother. Now this is not acceptable to Deve Gowda. Deve Gowda has in fact proposed the name of Kharge as a chief minister. So what I feel is, whatever attempts are made by Congress and JDS, will be a stopgap arrangement, because the restlessness among the MLAs of JDS and Congress cannot be contained by giving some ministerial berths to here and there, because again the question will come as to who are left out.
So both of you, I presume, are suggesting that the fresh elections are required. Is that the case, Sanjay Singh? Because Shekhar Iyer had already said that.
Not necessarily,
No?
because 4 years are left hence, and for assembly election to go. Not everybody in assembly, not even BJP, would be wanting perhaps to go for assembly election.
Okay.
If situation may turn to be so, then actually nobody knows at this point in time. But yes, in immediate terms, I don't see assembly election happening there. But alternate government coming in place in Karnataka, yes, that possibility is far greater.
We'll leave it there. Thank you very much, both Shekhar Iyer and Sanjay Kumar Singh, for joining us here on Newsnight. Moving to our next story then. 8 bills were introduced in the Lok Sabha, including the DNA Technology Regulation Bill and the Unlawful Activities Prevention Amendment Bill. The Rajya Sabha passed the Aadhaar and Other Laws Amendment Bill and the Dentist Amendment Bill. So the House, which functioned smoothly, has also begun discussing the union budget.
Both houses of parliament got straight to business when they met on Monday morning. In the lower house, discussions were held on recently announced union budget, and 8 bills were also introduced, while 2 important bills were passed in the Rajya Sabha. The bills that were introduced in the Lok Sabha included the DNA Technology Regulation Bill, the Unlawful Activities Prevention Amendment Bill, the National Investigation Agency Amendment Bill. The NIA Bill further seeks to strengthen the NIA by giving it powers to probe terror attacks targeting Indians and Indian interests on foreign soil, while the Unlawful Activities Amendment Bill seeks to allow an individual suspected to have terror links to be designated as a terrorist.
हमारा सरकार टेररिज्म के विषय पर जीरो टॉलरेंस के साथ काम करने वाले हैं। अलग अलग टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हम उसके ऊपर निषेध रखने के बाद, बैन करने के बाद, कुछ लोग बाहर आके अलग अलग नया संस्था खोल रहे, इंडिविजुअल काम कर रहे। पुलवामा संगठन में जो इन्वॉल्व थे, जो घोषणा किया, हम ही पुलवामा संगठन में जिम्मेदार है, हम ही किया। जैश-ए-मोहम्मद के चीफ, जिस संस्था पुलवामा अटैक के पीछे था, मौलाना मसूद अजहर को भी इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन यूनाइटेड नेशंस ने इंडिविजुअल टेररिस्ट के नाते ये टेररिस्ट बोल के घोषणा किया है। हमारा क्या आपत्ति है? हमारे देश में क्या आपत्ति है? और मैं पहले बताना चाहता हूं, ये बिल खाली इंट्रोडक्शन है।
The other bills introduced in the Lok Sabha were the Protection of Human Rights Amendment Bill, the Consumer Protection Bill, the Public Premises Eviction of Unauthorized Occupants Amendment Bill, the Jallianwala Bagh National Memorial Amendment Bill, and the Central Universities Amendment Bill. Post-lunch, the lower house held discussions on the union budget. In World Cup season, Congress MP Shashi Tharoor used cricket analogy, saying that the government was unnecessarily playing defensive strokes.
Which includes this $5 trillion economy goal. And that's supposed to cater to the Asha, Vishwas and Akanksha of the people. But ask these same people what this target means to them, it actually is completely unimaginable, right? What will actually cater to their needs, their Akanksha would be the GDP per capita in rupee terms.
जब हमें अर्थव्यवस्था 2014 में मिली सभापति महोदय, तो आप समझिए कि एक पैसेंजर ट्रेन थी। जो अर्थव्यवस्था थी वो एक विकास की ट्रेन थी, एक पैसेंजर ट्रेन थी जो पटरी से गिरी पड़ी हुई थी। हम लोग आए, हम लोगों ने उस पैसेंजर ट्रेन को पटरी पे चढ़ाया और उस पैसेंजर ट्रेन को पटरी पे चढ़ाकर माननीय वित्त मंत्री जी उस समय माननीय श्री अरुण जेटली जी थे जो आजकल स्वस्थ हैं, लेकिन उनके कुशल नेतृत्व के कारण वो जो पैसेंजर ट्रेन थी उसको हम लोगों ने 5 साल में पैसेंजर ट्रेन से राजधानी ट्रेन बना दी।
Meanwhile, the Aadhaar and Other Laws Amendment Bill and the Dentist Amendment Bill were passed in the Rajya Sabha. These bills have already been passed by the Lok Sabha.
मैंने निर्देश दिया सर, किसी गरीब को खाना आधार के बिना रोका नहीं जाएगा और बकायदे सारे चीफ सेक्रेटरी को सर्कुलर इशू किया गया था। लेकिन सर मुझे लगता है कि आधार के बारे में बहुत सारी कंफ्यूजन है सर। आधार के डाटा के लिए सर 2048 बिट इंक्रिप्शन है, मतलब ये कभी टूटेगा नहीं, ये इतना सेफ एंड सिक्योर है।
Earlier in the day, Union Minister for External Affairs Dr. S. Jaishankar took oath as member of the Rajya Sabha. With Parliament team, Newsnight Desk, DD India.
Having been elected a member of the Council of States, do swear in the name of God that I will bear.
At least 29 people were killed and 18 injured in a tragic accident on the Yamuna Expressway early Monday morning. An Uttar Pradesh Roadways bus fell into a nala near Agra, and the bus was en route to Anand Vihar terminal from Lucknow. The condition of 7 of those injured is stated to be critical. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have all expressed their grief and condolences at the bus accident. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has constituted a 3-member high-level team to probe the accident, and they are to submit their report within 24 hours. The UP government has also announced an ex gratia payment of 5 lakh rupees to the families of the deceased.
Tragedy struck early Monday morning when a Lucknow-Delhi state-run bus skidded off the Yamuna Expressway and fell into a large drain in Uttar Pradesh, leaving nearly 30 dead. Several of those injured are said to be critical. There were some 50 people on board the bus. The bus was on the 165-kilometer 6-lane expressway that connects Noida with Agra in Uttar Pradesh.
करीब सुबह 4:30 बजे जो अवध डिपो लखनऊ का एक गाड़ी UP 3380 5877 ये गाड़ी लखनऊ से निकल करके आनंद विहार जो दिल्ली में जा रहे थे। उस समय ये मुझे लगता है कि गाड़ी स्पीड में भी था और ड्राइवर नींद में आकर के गाड़ी को मोड़ दिया गया है और यहाँ आत्मापुर के पास जर्रा नाले में गिर चुका है। बहुत दुखद घटना है और मुझे लगता है ये स्पीड और नींद के वजह से हुआ है।
The operation to pull out the mangled remains of the bus from the bottom of the 20-foot high bridge took several hours, with 2 excavators and crane being deployed for the operation. The injured have been admitted to different hospitals, including a private health facility in the district, the officials informed. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has formed a committee to probe the reasons behind the accident and directed it to submit a report within 24 hours.
दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना है और इस पर माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने गहरी संवेदना प्रकट की है और अविलंब जो उसमें जो मृतक हैं उनके परिवारों को 5 लाख रुपए का सहायता, आर्थिक सहायता की घोषणा की गई है और जो घायल हैं उसमें 2 से 2.5 लाख रुपए प्रति घायल की भी घोषणा की गई।
Speaking in Rajya Sabha, Union Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari termed the accident as unfortunate and informed the House that a committee has been constituted to investigate the accident.
ये बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है और ये हाईवे का कंट्रोल नोएडा अथॉरिटी करती है। इसके लिए उत्तर प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री जी ने एक कमेटी भी कॉन्स्टिट्यूट की है और मेजॉरिटी 2-3 बातें जो रोड सेफ्टी के द्वारा ध्यान में आई है कि हमारे यहाँ जो टायर बनते हैं उस टायर के स्टैंडर्ड्स और उसमें लगभग इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड्स क्या है इसकी जानकारी अभी तक हमारे पास नहीं थी और इस रोड के बारे में उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार को भी जो कारण है वो निकाल कर उसके ऊपर कार्रवाई करने के लिए हमने अनुरोध।
Thank you. Condolences poured in from the highest quarters. President Ramnath Kovind in his message said, "Sad to learn about tragic bus accident on the Yamuna Expressway in Agra, Uttar Pradesh. State government is taking all steps to help affected people. My condolences to bereaved families, wishing an early recovery to those injured." Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed his anguish on Twitter. He said, "Pained by the bus accident in Agra, Uttar Pradesh. Condolences to the families who have lost their loved ones. I pray that those injured recover fast. The state government and local administration are providing all possible assistance to the affected." Union Home Minister Amit Shah also expressed his condolences on Twitter. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Member of Parliament from Lucknow said he spoke to Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath about the accident. The CM immediately sent Uttar Pradesh Deputy CM Dr. Dinesh Sharma and Minister Swatantra Dev to accident site. UP General Secretary of BJP Pankaj Singh also visited the accident site. The Ministry of Road Transport and Highways presented data and replied to a question in Parliament about the number of accidents on national highways and expressways from 2015 to 2017. It said road accidents in India killed between 1.46 lakh and 1.5 lakh people every year between 2015 and 2017. This works out to a daily average of 400 or more deaths in each of the 3 years. The ministry also presented state-wise data. Uttar Pradesh has the highest number of deaths in road accidents in each of the 3 years, followed by Tamil Nadu. Together, these two states account for nearly 1/4 of all such deaths in the country in 2016 and 2017. In 2017, 55 deaths per day in road accidents were reported from UP. The daily average for Tamil Nadu was 44. Nitin Gadkari told Rajya Sabha that 133 deaths in 2016, 146 in 2017 and 111 in 2018 were reported from the Noida-Agra Expressway alone. Gadkari said the central government has prepared Rs 14,000 crore plan for preventing road accidents that could help save precious lives. With Ramendra in Lucknow and Parliament Desk, Bureau Report, DD India.
And now let's get your news from across the country. Here's our regional roundup.
A Delhi court has summoned Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and his deputy Manish Sisodia on the 16th of July in a criminal defamation complaint filed by BJP leader Vijendra Gupta. Gupta had accused the AAP leaders of maligning his image by accusing him of attempting to kill Kejriwal. Former Congress leader and executive member of Pradesh Congress Committee Iqbal Malik from Rajouri district J&K joined the BJP in the presence of National General Secretary of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Ram Madhav. The first day of the monsoon session of the Madhya Pradesh Assembly was adjourned after members paid homage to departed leaders and 2 CRPF troopers, one of whom was martyred in Anantnag while the other was killed in the Chhattisgarh Naxal attack. The House also paid tributes to former Goa Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar. The 3-day budget session of the Arunachal Pradesh Legislative Assembly has begun. Deputy Chief Minister Chona Main, who is also the minister in charge of the Finance Department, presented the budget for the financial year 2019-20 in the House. 4 bills, including the Lokayukta Amendment Bill, were also introduced in the State Assembly. Doctors at Maulana Azad Medical College in the National Capital, along with LNJP Hospital, GB Pant and Guru Nanak Eye Centre, struck work for 1 day today. The striking doctors claimed that the stir was triggered by an alleged assault on a third-year postgraduate student of Maulana Azad Medical College who was on duty Sunday night in the emergency around 11 p.m. As many as 40 students from the Telangana Minorities Education Residential School were admitted to a hospital after they displayed symptoms of food poisoning. The students fell sick after eating the food from the hostel. 11 Jawans of the Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force successfully completed the daredevil operation in 20 days. In order to find the bodies of 8 climbers missing near a high peak near Nanda Devi East, the search team undertook a daring mission at an inhospitable height of about 20,000 feet. DG ITBP SS Deswal felicitated the team. Maharashtra Navnirman Sena Chief Raj Thackeray met Chief Election Commissioner Sunil Arora today and demanded that the assembly polls in the state be conducted by a paper ballot instead of electronic voting machines. Around 12 lakh strong Mumbai Auto Rickshaw Drivers Union has called for an indefinite strike across the state of Maharashtra, demanding a hike in minimum auto fares and complete shutdown of Ola and Uber cab services in the state. The strike will be kicked off from midnight on Monday. In Chandrapur district of Maharashtra, a tigress and her 2 cubs, approximately a year old, were found dead in the forest Chimur range. A partly eaten carcass of a cheetal suspected to have been poisoned was found nearby. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has paid tribute to former Prime Minister Chandrasekhar on his 12th death anniversary at a function in Lucknow. Chief Minister Yogi said that he was a true socialist in every aspect. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy and his family members paid tributes to his father and former Chief Minister Y.S. Rajshekhar Reddy on the occasion of his birth anniversary.
Well, heavy rains caused waterlogging in several areas of Mumbai. Commuters faced the usual tough times getting to work and to move around even in different parts of the city. Vehicles and pedestrians were wading through flooded streets in Navi Mumbai. The IMD predicts the rain will continue for the next few days and air traffic was affected, even halted in the morning because of the rains.
Heavy rains made a reappearance in Mumbai on Monday after a brief respite, affecting road and rail traffic and briefly disrupting operations at the airport. Office goers braved torrential downpour in many parts of the metropolis to reach their places of work. Life in Navi Mumbai, Dahisar, Bandra and Andheri were disrupted because of waterlogging and subsequent traffic jams. According to the Indian Meteorological Department, the suburbs received around 20 mm rainfall in just over 3 hours starting at 8:30 am. This caused waterlogging on the rail tracks at Ghatkopar, Kanjur Marg, Sain and other stations, due to which local trains on the central line were running slow.
कुछ नहीं है, सब जगह ये फ्लोटिंग का चालू ही है और ऊपर से ट्रैफिक और बीकेसी बोले सब मेट्रो का वगैरह काम है तो ट्रैफिक जाम होना ही है। उधर जरा भी बारिश गिरे तो बहुत सारा ट्रैफिक रहता है। अभी देखो घर से 9 बजे निकलता हूँ फिर भी 10 सवा 10 हुए तो भी ऑफिस में पहुँचने का नाम नहीं लेता।
ट्रैफिक बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाता है जब सारे रोड पे हाईवे पे।
Mumbai airport operations were briefly suspended in the morning due to heavy rains, which prompted the airport operator to divert 3 city-bound flights, though no flights were cancelled. Runway operations at the Mumbai airport remained suspended for nearly 20 minutes around 9 am due to heavy rains. A wall collapsed in Andheri, though no injuries were reported. The Indian Meteorological Department has forecast heavy to very heavy rainfall at places like Raigad and Palghar districts and at a few places in Thane district.
मुंबई में मुंबई और उसके आसपास नगरों में जो है अच्छा रेनफॉल हो रहा है और सांता क्रूज ने 3.5 घंटे में जो है 108.2 मिलीमीटर रेनफॉल हैवी रेनफॉल रिपोर्ट किया गया है और वी हैव गिवन द हम लोगों ने जो है भारी वर्षा की अति भारी वर्षा की चेतावनी हमने मुंबई के लिए 24 घंटे के लिए दिया गया है।
Meanwhile, the Mumbai Municipal Corporation in a tweet said it regrets the inconvenience caused to Mumbai residents owing to heavy rain. With inputs from Mumbai Bureau, Newsnight Desk, DD India.
And the Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman today briefed the RBI Central Board on the budget measures. The RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das was present at this meeting and the minister highlighted the key points of the budget, including the fiscal consolidation roadmap. Speaking to news persons after that briefing, Shaktikanta Das said that the RBI hopes to see better transmission of interest rate cuts in the coming weeks and months.
Last Monetary Policy Committee, I had said that by that time 50 basis points reduction had repo rate cut had been announced. And out of 50 basis points, 21 basis points had been transmitted. That was the data which we had. And one positive thing which is now happening is that earlier it used to take about 6 months for the transmission to happen. Now the transmission is taking in a much shorter period of about 2 to 3 months. So the time period for transmission has got compressed. Now thereafter we announced 25 basis points cut that very day. So now it is 75 basis points.
And he also said that the central bank will discuss issuance of overseas sovereign bonds with the government. After the customary post-budget meeting with the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, Shaktikanta Das said that the system has sufficient liquidity and that the budget 2019-20 has made provisions for shadow banking sector.
We are monitoring the NBFCs, the top NBFCs, based on their size and based on their past repayment behavior. We have identified large NBFCs. We are monitoring their operations very closely and at regular intervals.
The CBDT chairman PC Modi has said that tax compliance process has improved a lot and government is working on further simplifying the process of tax compliance. He said that technology is being used in a big way for the refund process.
This budget, a lot of attempt has been made to use technology in matters of compliance and in matters of the department kind of re-engineering its processes so that better service can be provided to the taxpayers. Let me share with you that this year, in terms of the number of refunds and the quantum of refunds, has been 20% more than the last year up to this point of time. And just as the way we believe in revenue mobilization, but at the same time we are equally conscious of refunding back the amount which is due to the taxpayer. And in all this, we are using technology in a big way.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar held talks with the Foreign Minister of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan, in New Delhi this evening, and the visiting Foreign Minister will also call on Prime Minister Narendra Modi tomorrow. The UAE Foreign Minister arrived in New Delhi last night on a 3-day visit. And time now for all the sports news and the great semi-final match tomorrow. Here's Narayan.
Thanks, Mark. A big semi-final match is lined up tomorrow. Two-time champions India, after proving their dominance in the league stage, will look to brush aside New Zealand and book a semi-final berth when the two sides face off in the semi-final at Old Trafford in Manchester on Tuesday. All-round performances and some individual batting prowess saw India top the World Cup league stage.
Lights, camera and action. After 7 weeks, 45 matches and plenty of drama, the semi-final matches will kick off. History beckons Team India as they face New Zealand for a place in the finals of ICC Cricket World Cup. The last time Indian team lifted the coveted trophy at the hallowed grounds of Lords was 36 years ago when Kapil's Devil won the trophy in 1983. Since then, India has won the World Cup once in 2011. For King Kohli, it will be another chance to etch his name in the annals of the game with the glittering trophy. The tag of being one of the favourites can weigh heavily on some, but India have shown no sign of being burdened by the pressure as they top the standing after the round-robin stage. India won 7 of their 9 games to finish at the summit with the defeat to tournament host England, the only blot on their record following a complete washout against New Zealand. A 7th World Cup semi-final is the reward of their consistency as they will fancy the chances with the likes of skipper Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma and Jasprit Bumrah at their disposal. You only have to go back to 2015 for the last time India were in the Final Four, before falling at the penultimate hurdle that year as they were knocked out by eventual champions Australia. They also exited the tournament at the same stage in 1987 and 1996, losing to England and Sri Lanka respectively, in between their World Cup victories in 1983 and 2011. Of the 3 finals they have contested, though India have only finished runners-up once, they will also hope the omens are good, having also won their first World Cup on English soil. For the Kiwis, the round-robin stage could almost be separated into two sections, where they ultimately qualified for the knockout stage with 5 wins from the 9 matches. But that only tells part of the story. The Black Caps were unbeaten after the opening 6 match with the abandoned game against India at Trent Bridge, their only dropped point. 3 defeats from the final 3 games then left the semi-final place briefly in doubt, only for net run rate to rescue Kane Williamson's side with Pakistan breathing down their neck. Like England, New Zealand have never won the World Cup, although they have certainly had their fair share of missed opportunities, having previously contested 7 semi-finals. Overall in World Cup, New Zealand leads India 4-3. With the disappointment from the defeat 4 years ago still fresh in the memory, New Zealand will feel the time has come for them to finally shake off the newly men label once for all. For King Kohli and company, this is the golden opportunity to make their name immortal in the history of cricket.
History beckons Team India as they take on New Zealand for the crucial first semi-final of the ICC Cricket World Cup 2019. Team India would be hoping to defeat New Zealand and book a berth in the final at Lord's, where 36 years ago Kapil's army lifted that coveted trophy. With cameraman S. Shankar, this is Taposh Bhattacharya, DD News, Old Trafford.
To take an analytic view of this match, our correspondent Tapas Bhattacharya is joining us from Manchester. Tapas, hi Narayan. Hi Tapas. So far we have seen that India's approach in this tournament is to bat big and to bat deep, and if as far as the strike rate is concerned, India's strike rate in the first 10 over, that is in the first power play, is around 4.65. It is below than the tournament strike rate of 4.95 in the first 10 overs. So do you think that the India can go for a different approach in the knockout stage of the game? As our captain Virat Kohli also said that a change, more flexibility is required for the Team India.
Well, you're absolutely right, but the flexibility may be in the team composition rather than in the approach, because remember this match is happening in Old Trafford, where in the first 5 overs you may find the ball seam a little bit more because of the condition. Right now it's also raining. It is expected to rain early in the morning tomorrow and also post lunch. So if the conditions are damp and there is some sort of a sea movement off the pitch in the air, then definitely the approach will be to go slow in the first 5 to 10 overs, and then probably pick it up from there, because remember, even though India has some amazing batsmen in their rank, they do have a long tail. So the onus will be on the top 4 to give India that close to 300 run total on board, so that they can bat out New Zealand in the second innings, because it will be difficult to chase, and all these things I'm talking purely in terms of understanding that India is going to win the toss. It is imperative also that they do that, because toss is going to be a very important factor in tomorrow's game. In this particular venue, 5 times team winning the toss, 4 times they have batted first and have won. The only time they have go ahead.
As you have said that the India's batting is top batting is very great in this tournament. If somehow our top order fails, then our middle order has the firepower to control that damage.
Well, they do have the middle, firepower in the middle order batsmen. But the fact of the matter remains, if you lose 2-3 early wickets, the pressure will be on them not just to resurrect the innings, but at the same time provide that late flourish. So if that is the case, then it will be a Herculean task for the middle order. Remember, they are great batsmen in the middle. MS Dhoni, Hardik Pandya, Rishabh Pant. You have those batsmen in your kitty, but at the end of the day, you need to stabilize the innings before you go for that late flourish. So it will be pertinent for Team India not to lose the early momentum, keep wickets in hand, probably go slow in the first 5 to 10 overs, and then take it from there and go big later on.
Thanks, Tapas, for all the valuable inputs by you from Manchester. Now moving to the tennis court. In Wimbledon, Australia's #1 Ashley Barty has been knocked out of the Wimbledon, losing her 4th round match against American Alison Riske. World number 55 Riske fought back from a set down to win 3-6, 6-2, 6-3 in the lone in 1 hour 36 minutes on the court 2 to reach a first Grand Slam quarter-final. French Open champion Barty had not dropped a set at the tournament. Third seed Rafael Nadal continued breeze through the Wimbledon draw with a sharp 3-set victory over Portugal's João Sousa in the last 16. The 33-year-old Spaniard, only tested so far by the second round opponent Kyrgios, eased to a 6-2, 6-2, 6-2 win. Meanwhile, Corey Goff's remarkable fairy tale run at the Wimbledon came to an end with a straight set defeat by former world #1 Simona Halep. 7th seed Halep beat the 15-year-old American qualifier 6-3, 6-3 to advance to the quarterfinals, where she will play China's Zhang Shuai.